But I obviously knew that they would end up in LA because that was Meghan's dream. Her dream was to be an A-lister, and she was unable to make it to those A-list parties.
There is absolutely zero doubt in my mind. Rachel Meghan Markle was a semi-expensive yacht girl, and she knows it.
I think she knows where the bodies are buried. You know, remember, she used to scheme with Princess Diana about how they could take down the family back in the 90s.
Wow, that really is just so insane. I just never thought that my life would ever end up here.
The terms of the lease say that as long as Prince Andrew maintains the upkeep of the property and the repairs and the renovations, then he is within the terms of the lease, and therefore it is very difficult to remove him or for him to move.
I always say, you know, he and Fergie, they've never met a dodgy billionaire they don't like. They've never met a dodgy sex offender they don't like.
Many of you have seen this picture already. You see that there's Meghan with her Cajuna hat.
It's frustrating.
Prince Andrew is being stripped of his prince title. But why now? Buckingham Palace said the king has today initiated a formal process, and his younger brother will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He gave up his other titles earlier this month, including the Duke of York, after facing questions about his private.
So you bought her jam?
No, I'd rather die in a fire, Julia, okay?
Yeah, so Tom Quinn's released this really kind of humorous book in a way, talking about, you know, the lives of the staff at the palaces. What is it really like being, you know, a maid or a butler to a member of the royal family? And unsurprisingly, some of the kind of crazy stuff in there was about the staff who work for the Duke of York. There were some really funny things in there. We've known this before, that he is obsessed with like teddy bears. He has like 40 teddy bears that have to be assembled and arranged perfectly. Staff are given a chart to arrange Prince Andrew's teddy bears on his bed every day.
When I say I have a major announcement, I mean it. I'm not going to give you a big tease and then a big letdown. And this one is positively massive.
I mean, did you take the money? At one stage you had $40,000 cash sitting in front of you. Did you take it?
Absolutely, yes. And it was given to me and I got it in the car and then returned it straight away.
Once the scandal broke?
As soon as I knew it was a scandal, not once it broke.
When Sarah Ferguson opened her mouth this time, the royal world didn't just listen, it froze. Because what she said wasn't gossip, it was a bomb.
Going to get so much more crazier than that, okay?
And the target? Meghan Markle. Candace Owens heard it, and her reaction says everything.
Everything happened because of Fergie.
A single phrase hit like an earthquake inside Buckingham Palace, shocking Prince Harry and leaving Meghan Markle trapped in one of the wildest, most dangerous rumors the royals have ever faced.
Meghan Markle was introduced by Sarah Ferguson to Prince Harry.
It all began like nothing, just Fergie smiling, talking as usual. But then, one line slipped out and the room went silent. Meghan was Andrew's first client.
It's frustrating.
In that moment, every camera turned, every headline wrote itself, and Meghan's past was suddenly front page news.
He said Miss Markle was a close companion to Prince Andrew.
In seconds, headlines exploded. Social media lost its mind. Meghan's yacht days was everywhere, trending, twisting, spreading like wildfire.
Make it end. Make it end. What is this?
But here's the shocker. This wasn't just another rumor whispered in the dark. It came from someone who actually knew her.
Meghan Markle was introduced through Marcus Anderson to Sarah Ferguson.
Sarah Ferguson, the royal rebel who's been silenced, canceled, and dragged back into the spotlight more times than anyone, had just dropped something darker than ever before. And this time, she didn't flinch.
That Harry and Meghan are not the problem anymore, it's Prince Andrew.
Behind palace doors, Harry was stunned. Aides were scrambling. The royal wall of silence started to crumble. What did Fergie really mean by first client? Why say it now? And could Meghan's old Hollywood life really connect her to Prince Andrew's most scandalous circle?
According to people, she got started her yachting days and she never stopped really. I don't think any of her boyfriends knew about it, but Meghan Markle was known as a hardcore yacht partying person, ready for anything.
This isn't just another royal drama. It's a story that could rip open the monarchy's oldest scars.
Okay.
And now, as more people start talking, one question shakes every hallway in Windsor. Did Fergie slip up, or did she mean to drop the bomb that could blow everything apart?
Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Because what came next, no one was ready for.
She was a yacht girl. That's right. It's mentioned in the book. Meghan used to entertain as a yacht girl. Now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it happened. But I am saying Harry knows it.
It started like any other royal weekend. Fake smiles, charity lunches, and carefully staged grace. But underneath all that glitter, something dangerous was brewing.
I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
Whispers were already spreading. Fergie had said something she shouldn't have. At first, no one believed it. She'd survived every scandal thrown her way. She knew how deadly one wrong word could be. But this time, she didn't care.
What's going on here? This is weird.
At a private event in Mayfair, surrounded by royals and reporters, Fergie leaned in and said it. Calm, confident, almost proud. People forget, Meghan's first royal connection wasn't Harry. The room froze. One nervous laugh broke the silence, but it wasn't a joke.
And I wonder if Prince Andrew's going to come out and say, hey, Harry, I did your wife quite a few times on yachts before you got.
Those words moved faster than any royal scandal ever could. Within hours, phones buzzed across palace halls. Andrew's first client was everywhere. First in private chats, then on news desks, then exploding across social media.
Stop everything. You're not going to believe me because it is a never-ending saga, a never-ending strange tale.
Harry, insiders say, refused to believe it. He'd heard rumors before, sure, but never one that came from inside, from someone who actually knew Andrew's secrets. Suddenly, it wasn't gossip anymore. It was a crisis.
Prince Andrew specifically, he's a liability. He needs to be out of sight, out of mind.
By midnight, reporters were digging through Meghan's Hollywood years, matching faces, dates, and those mysterious yacht trips tied to Andrew's world. The palace panicked. Silence. No comment, total chaos, while the story burned out of control.
And we also have this. This is Karina Shuliak, Epstein's girlfriend.
And the only times she traveled and went anywhere was with him. And guess who's on the other end with her Panama hat?
Behind those golden palace doors, one question burned. Was Fergie revealing a truth the royals buried, or was she finally getting even?
It's because they fear something.
And if this was revenge, it was just getting started.
Harry and Meghan kept tossing grenades. They didn't say anything, and Harry and Meghan looked unhinged.
Long before the titles, interviews, and Montecito mansions, Meghan Markle played a different game, one built on charm, strategy, and pure ambition. Hollywood was brutal, and Meghan knew it. Between tiny acting gigs and glittering red carpets, she was always watching, always planning her next move.
He describes him as a jealous and oppressive homosexual.
Friends say she had a gift. She could walk into any room and own it. Producers, influencers, even people linked to royalty, they all remembered her name. She wasn't just social climbing. She was building an empire, one connection at a time.
Jeffrey Epstein was also Harvey Weinstein, very prominent. There were members. Meghan Markle was just one of the working girls for Soho House. Call girl, working girl, escort, whatever you want to call it. That's what she was.
Among those glittering circles were the infamous yacht parties, floating kingdoms where power, money, and reputation mixed in the same champagne glass.
I mean, time and place, mate. Time and place.
They weren't wild tabloid fantasies, but they weren't innocent either. Whispers followed every guest list. Deals were made, favors exchanged, and names quietly added to secret networks.
Well, the king has been keen that he should move for a considerable time. But the problem is, how do you actually persuade him to move? And quite honestly, in the last week, I think people's views.
Rumors say Meghan showed up at a few of these gatherings, chasing exposure and connections that could open doors in Hollywood's hardest rooms. No solid proof, just blurry photos, hushed memories, and a few insiders who suddenly went quiet.
Somebody named, he was a duke, and he had a Gmail email address. And I was like, you know what? That tells me that anybody can have a title. No offense, but that tells me that anybody can have a title.
But that's what made Fergie's words explode. By tying Meghan's yacht days to Prince Andrew's circle, she didn't just spill gossip. She rewrote Meghan's past in the public's mind. For the media, it was gold. The actress who conquered Hollywood and the palace, now linked to the royal family's darkest scandal.
People that commit evil, people that do things that are immoral, they are always paranoid. Very, very paranoid.
True or not, it didn't matter. In the royal world, perception is the weapon, and no one knows how to use it better than Fergie.
Prince Andrew, have you noticed how he completely avoids looking at Meghan Markle when she's around him or when she was around him?
To understand the shock behind Fergie's words, you have to step inside the chaos that follows Prince Andrew, once a royal hero, now a walking scandal.
Well, we know we know she and Andrew are both proven liars over their relationships and when they cut it off with Jeffrey Epstein.
For years, he lived like royalty was a free pass. Private jets, luxury islands, endless yacht parties across the Mediterranean. Those close to him say he was obsessed with power and surrounded by people who never told him no.
This is why one of the reasons the Queen loved you so much and you were so special to her. What did she mean to you?
Oh, she just, I think I was just myself with her. And I was allowed to be myself with her, which is such a joy.
But his golden image crashed hard. The Epstein connection, the disastrous TV interview, the shame that nearly broke the monarchy. By the time Fergie spoke, Andrew's name was already poison, the symbol of everything the royals wanted to forget.
What do you make of Prince Andrew's living arrangements? He stayed in royal... I know that face was one for you. You missed that if you're not listening on radio. He's been having this... He's having a 30-room mansion in royal...
That's why her comment hit like a bomb. Linking Meghan to him wasn't just gossip, it was nuclear. It placed her right next to the darkest chapter in royal history, turning a rumor into something far more dangerous.
And here we have Andrew, with whom looks like Marcus Anderson. This is in 2001, when Meghan Markle would have allegedly been on third year. Meghan Markle hardly spent any time at Northwestern University.
The moment anyone hinted that Meghan might have crossed paths with Andrew's circle before marrying Harry, the media went insane. For the palace, it was a full-blown nightmare. Two of the most controversial royals suddenly tied together in one story. Andrew stayed silent, hiding from the spotlight, but Fergie's words gave his scandal a pulse again, and it landed right on Meghan's image.
But I put the blame on the Queen's team for not cutting him off at the knees.
Because when Andrew's name comes up, silence isn't an option, and when Sarah Ferguson speaks, the world listens. During what was supposed to be a quiet, off-record chat in a London square, she leaned in with that sly smile she's known for and dropped a bomb.
I can't believe that the media has been complicit with this, because it just makes you go, why do I even read the media?
Let's just say Meghan was Andrew's first client. The room froze. It sounded playful, but everyone felt the tension. Those words could destroy reputations.
Why is Fergie still on the payroll?
Within hours, the comment leaked, and by morning, reporters were tearing it apart. Was client just sarcasm? Or was Fergie hinting at something darker, something real? The mystery only made it spread faster.
And I know what you're going to say. Maybe it was just that one trip. No, there were quite a few trips. There's actually quite a lot of pictures about them. There are 2 pictures that leaked.
Fergie didn't confirm it, but she didn't deny it either. When reporters asked, she just smiled that knowing smile, the kind that says everything without a single word. Inside the palace, chaos erupted. Staff scrambled to control the damage.
Ma'am, this is not proof of identification.
Whispers spread fast. Fergie had gone rogue again. But the truth? She knew exactly what she was doing. Sarah Ferguson has built her entire life walking the line between scandal and survival. This wasn't a mistake. It was a move. By tying Meghan's name to Andrew's shadow, she didn't just revive gossip. She flipped the royal script.
It came across as they wanted to keep this rather hush-hush.
Suddenly, Meghan's silence felt strange. Harry's anger made sense. And the world wanted answers that never came. Then came the question no one could shake.
How much damage is this doing to the monarchy?
Why now? Fergie doesn't speak without a reason. From her Toegate scandal to her money troubles and endless comebacks, she's made a career out of chaos. Every exile, every apology, all part of her act. So if she mentioned Meghan now, there's a reason, and it might be darker than anyone thinks.
It could be also happening that the royal family is saying, hey, if you put a book out about Meghan Markle and completely destroy everything and really tell the people how Meghan met Harry.
Some say it was revenge, Fergie's quiet payback for being pushed aside while Meghan was welcomed in. Others believe it was her way of taking back power, reminding the world she's still a player in the royal game. Or maybe she was doing what she does best, stirring chaos just enough to steal the spotlight again.
Yeah, and I mean, I also think it's fair to believe that Prince Andrew lied to his family as much as he's lied to us.
There's even talk she was protecting Andrew, throwing Meghan's name into the mix to pull attention away from his mess. Whatever her motive, one thing's certain. Fergie knows timing better than anyone.
I'm sorry, but I question her moral compass. It's not just what she could reveal, but I wonder if she would just say outrageous. Remember when she told us that the Queen was haunting the corgis that she's taken in?
She survived decades of humiliation by mastering the art of half-truths and perfectly timed chaos. This may be her boldest move yet. With one sentence, she hijacked headlines, reopened old wounds, and made herself impossible to ignore.
Going with common sense.
But what was she really after? Because the morning her words hit the tabloids, Buckingham Palace went into silent panic. No statements, no denials, just locked doors and endless phone calls. Inside, they knew the damage was done, and no one wanted to be the first to speak.
She'd been a Deal or No Deal girl. She was calling herself a model, and she was starring in a show suits. She used to charge almost $30,000 per trip, which is why she was making good money. It wasn't on suits, it was on her yachting trip.
Prince Harry, insiders say, was furious, but trapped. The rumor humiliated him, yet he knew one angry word could make it explode even more. Meghan, meanwhile, disappeared from sight, canceling appearances, dodging cameras, and letting her team scramble behind the scenes. They reviewed legal options, but nothing could stop the storm.
But one of my issues with a lot of royal correspondents in this country is that, they are incredibly obsequious. They think they just, I hope I get invited to a nice party at Windsor Castle.
What made it worse wasn't just the accusation, it was who said it. Fergie wasn't a random critic, she was family, and her silence after the chaos only made it louder. Senior royals pretended to stay neutral, but everyone inside the palace was watching every headline.
I'm not sure shouting at an elderly man is a good look,
With
generally.
cancer. Behind closed doors, damage control turned desperate. PR teams tried to bury the fire under charity stories and photo ops, but it didn't work. Andrew's first client refused to fade. It hung in the air, toxic and unforgettable.
Harry also knows Meghan was on Jeffrey Epstein's yacht with Prince Andrew.
Behind palace walls, tension was boiling. Some insiders called Fergie a traitor. Others whispered she'd been trapped. But everyone shared one fear, that this new scandal, tied to Meghan, could drag the monarchy back into Andrew's nightmare.
By the way, her and Prince Harry, who always seem to snap into these weird royal roles.
The royals live on control. Every smile, every word rehearsed. But this time, control was gone. Meghan's silence screamed louder than any statement.
I think she knows where the bodies are buried. Remember, she used to scheme with Princess Diana about how they could take down the family back in the 90s.
By sunrise, panic had taken over. Aides rushed through corridors with urgent folders, pretending everything was fine while the walls shook. Never explain, never complain, the royal rule, suddenly felt useless.
Randy Andy was when we all thought it was innocent.
Right, because he didn't want their names listed anywhere. Ghislaine Maxwell entered and exited as she pleased without anybody taking her name down.
Fergie's comment had blown up worldwide, and the monarchy was bleeding reputation again. Inside secret meetings, PR teams wrote careful, no-comment lines, while senior royals argued over what to do. But this wasn't just about headlines anymore. It was about trust, and that was slipping away fast.
This woman knows that she's in trouble with Fergie because she knows where Meghan Markle's bodies are buried. She knows that Meghan Markle has been yachting. In fact, they had friction because Meghan had originally set her sights on Prince Andrew, but she lucked out with the idiot Harry. Not in a million years did Meghan think that she was going to score Prince Harry. She thought she was going to score Andrew until Fergie put a stop to it.
Fergie's words didn't come from the press. They came from inside the royal circle, and that betrayal cut deeper than any tabloid could. Insiders say Harry was shaken, torn between confronting Fergie or letting his lawyers strike back. Meghan vanished from sight, her silence only fueling the fire.
It's a pretty hefty allegation, okay? Sugar daddy?
Even palace staff felt it. Doors slammed quicker, whispers dropped to murmurs, and every smile looked painfully forced. Courtiers tried to steer attention toward royal events, but no one cared. The public wanted answers, not photo ops. The scandal had teeth now, and it was biting hard.
Yeah, so Tom Quinn's released this really kind of humorous book in a way, talking about, the lives of the staff at the palaces. What is it really like being, a maid or a butler to a member of the royal family? And unsurprisingly, some of the kind of crazy stuff in there was about the staff who work for the Duke of York.
Behind the perfect portraits and fake calm, the royals were terrified. Because this time, the threat wasn't from the media, it came from their own blood. And as the dust slowly settled, one thing was undeniable. Sarah Ferguson's offhand remark had turned into a royal earthquake, one that rewrote the balance of loyalty, power, and trust forever.
In my opinion, in my analysis, and my experience of decades, this kind of analysis, for me, is the real deal. If a photo such as this of Meghan Markle with Prince Andrew years ago surfaces, that will be quite an scandal.
Meghan's silence still hangs like a dark cloud. Harry's trust is cracking, and the royals are once again haunted by ghosts they thought were gone.
I just think it's actually almost low IQ. I can't believe I ever fell for the left versus right paradigm. I feel very dumb to have fallen for that for a very long time.
But that's the royal curse. Every time they try to hide a secret, another one slips out. The real question now isn't if Fergie went too far, it's what else she's still keeping quiet.
Her race is not discernible by the eye. If she walked in, you would never say Meghan Markle is a black woman. right?
Because if this is what she dares to say in public, imagine what's being whispered behind those palace walls.
I'm sure as hell not going to pay lawyers overseas to send legal threats.
And trust me, if you think this story was explosive, wait until you see what's coming next.
Sure, and then there's Meghan, who's never met a flashbulb she doesn't like, you know, chasing the fame game aggressively.
In our previous episode, Prince Andrew and Fergie were left stunned after King Charles exposed everything. It's all connected. Every scandal, every betrayal. This is Hollywood Confidential, where secrets shine brighter than crowns. Stay curious, stay bold, and remember, in the royal world, privacy is just an illusion. Watch our last episode now, before the next royal bombshell drops.